Hi, this is Rosemary, and this is my mini junk journal for Halloween. And let me get that out of the way. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is a very simple cover. It's a tiny little book. 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 is its cover measurements, with the pages being 2 by 3 inches. So the cover right here, I covered the pamphlet stitch, and I put some little cardboard underneath it, so when I covered, it's a little bit like embossed, and so it looks more like a volume. I don't know, maybe I'll put a title there, I don't know, but I wanted it to look like an old volume, a book. And so as you can see, very simple. Here's a tiny button and elastic closure that I'm very fond of using. And the title is Magic because there is magic in this journal. So again, here's the inside. The pocket is a die-cut spider web, and it's the glitter paper because to me, that looks like a spider web right there. This is one of my favorite tags. That's why it's right up here, made out of just bits and pieces of the last rare oddity paper I had. And here is a like a frame with some acrylic underneath it, so it can look like for a picture frame to put some pictures. I haven't found the right picture because I would have to kind of trim it into an oval right there. And here's some stamping. You can see it just kind of looking vintage. I have a few printables. Old Witch Mary, Quite Contrary, How Does Your Garden Grow, with moss and slime and poisonous vine and toadstools all in a row. And I made this into a side loading pocket right here. So just a little fun for this. And this is what this whole journal is about, having fun. And where is my picture here? Anyway, this is a tuck spot right here behind the witch, and the reason I'm doing this is I have a picture of my little dinosaur son, and I guess I know where I put him, but so you could see that this could be used as an album. So here is a small little tag that it was black and white. I colored it and put some glossy accents. This is from these little decorations are from pink paisley, and I reduced them so that they would fit into this journal. Again, this is a wonderful way of using those odds and ends that you have for your journal. So as you can see, as tiny as this journal is, there are plenty of places to journal. This is a double pocket. The first is a piece of lace, and this was a leftover die cut. And here's a tiny little tag to go with it. I think I could probably write boo on it. Here's the bigger tag, and they are 2 tags in 1 page. So there they go. You turn the page, and this looks like the back of a card. But I thought the lady was so pretty, she belonged here. This is a tuck spot, distilled spider venom. I thought it would be a wonderful place there with all the spider webs. And so it works like that. And I think the definition spider, that's why that dictionary page is there. These are a lot of these stamps came from Michaels. I collect Michaels stamps, especially during the season. A die cut that I just made into a little tag, and a stamp of a stamp. So they all go behind the black cat. And these tags, there's a lot of tags, which is what makes this journal a little chunky, but they add a little bit of whimsy to this journal. You can have the journal pages without them, but I think they're kind of fun. This is a Martha Stewart punch that I cut in half. This is a spider die cut with some glitter paper. Another recipe formula here called Liquid Confidence, and I don't think it's a cocktail either. And this is a pocket, which I had this tag that I didn't know where it belonged, and I can see this is where this tag, let's see if I can find it. It belongs right up here. So this is the pocket. When you have a page like these Bones, a skeleton that's very busy, one of the best ways I know of making it useful and fun is to put a die cut so you can journal, place a picture there, and still see the rest of the paper. So I put there's a die cut, and here's a little sticker of a skull, and I think it makes a very pretty page. Again, as you can see, this is a tuck spot right here, and so you could put even more behind that. This is the center of the first signature stamp. This is a tuck spot, and here's some napkin decoupage. My journals would not be complete without them. And again, that little die cut. The center, I guess I should put some little skulls at on the ends of those little strings. That would be the next thing to add. And here you see this little witch. She's a very happy witch because you see her dancing a jig, and here's my little dinosaur. And the reason I wanted to see my little dinosaur is to show that this is a pocket right behind her. This is my baby dinosaur that I was looking for earlier in the video. This is my little dinosaur, is now a Marine, but I made him this dinosaur suit. And this is a Xerox copy that I cut down. And so you can see that, yes, this journal is just fun to look at just because it's fun, but you could cut some of your favorite Halloween pictures. I would Xerox them first, and then you could cut them in, and you can put them in there to add a little more specialness to your journal. So have fun. It could become a picture album. Like I said, look at this. If you wanted to fill them and then journal about the pictures, doesn't that look like a lot of fun? This is a stamp that I colored and put glossy accents so it looks like a jar. And again, this is a stamp tag. And again, you see this looks familiar. It's leftover paper from that previous page. So everything can be used in this size of a journal. So have fun. This is a Martha Stewart punch. Here is Ghostly Greetings. And again, Spook's Delight. And so there's like just tiny little strips of paper were used to make this page, but it is a fun page, as you can see. Even there's even a border here. So have fun, use up your scraps. And here's another very pretty page, one of my favorites. It's kind of did a little bit of collaging. Here's a die cut under some lace, and there is a printable, and then another stamp, and you put them together, and here's two tags, and it's just a very pretty page. This is why I like this so much. This is your chance to, these tiny journals are your chance to experiment and try new things, especially if you're working with layering, which I always work on. These bats come from a piece of paper bag, a goodie bag that was left over. This is from a washi tape that I glued on cardstock, and when you see it, it is it's a small page napkin decoupage, and then two tags which really just change it. This is stamped, that's just paper left over, and they go in there and make such a nice little page. So this is why I like these tiny little journals. Gives you an opportunity to use up paper and experiment, try some techniques. The border with a stamp, and again, there you see them, plenty of room. I think it's pretty decorated, yet there's still a lot of room for journaling. This is a Hand of Fortune, which I really liked it very much. It is a side-loading pocket. And right there you can see, I didn't put a tag, but I know I can put something later. This is also a little tuck spot, some Tim Holtz printables or pieces, and I made a little collage, and there you go. This, my friend Teresa lent me her stamps, and when I was looking at them, I knew they would be perfect for a small, tiny journal. This is the end of the first signature and the beginning of the second, because this book is a 2-signature journal. And you can see the washi tape. I bet some of you think that you've seen that before. So it's kind of like a tuck spot there. And here's, one of my new favorites is to put a flower at the very top of a tag. And you wouldn't think a flower would look pretty in a book of spells of magic, but I think it looks really very nice there. As I worked with this, one of the things I did was I started just gluing my pockets on 2 sides because it would eliminate some of the bulk. This is a real tiny book, and it can get bulky very, very quickly. That's one of the things that you have to be aware of, sometimes not said. And one of the ways I started getting rid of bulk, especially in the middle, was to just do this and leave it open, and the pressure of the center of the pages themselves will hold it into place. So I started doing that after a while, and because of this bulk, this is why you see so many tuck spots. Here's the witch on top of a stamp, and like I said, look at these little tags. You can tell are just leftover pieces of paper. And here's an envelope where a message can be written. Not ready to write it this year, but I know I'm going to look up my kids' Halloween pictures and make copies, and they're going to go into this little book. Here is Werewolf Hair Rejuvenator. I put the witch, this little owl, because the witch had an owl right there. So it's just fun. And you can have all these little tiny little hidden meaning only you get, and that what adds to the enjoyment. Little bit of humor with Mummy's dust. Warning, maybe habit forming. So you can add some little inside jokes to this. This is what makes this journal so special to me. And here again you see the witch. These are from Pink Paisley. They have been reduced in size, and again, I love this stamp, and this has been, I've had so much fun using her, this one. Here you can see I glued it. This was one of my, as I began working on this, and you might be able to see that there's bulk. So when you're working with something this small, keep that in mind. And here's Tipsy Pumpkin. And this was like some parchment paper I had coffee stained, and it had torn. But, it was kind of floating, and I said, oh, this is just perfect for a little book of magic and spells. I call it my magic book. It has tones of a book of spells, and the magic is everything that's inside of it. This is a diagonal pocket. You see the dictionary page, leftover piece of scrap paper. Doesn't that look pretty? And this is a die cut you've seen earlier, and a moth, so it just makes it really kind of unusual but pretty. Here's the moth again, and then some bias tape. This can be a tuck spot at the top or at the bottom. It just depends what you want to do with it. And this is a fold out. My little cat, this is a mystery page, and here is a doily printout. It opens up, and there's a hidden pocket right there. And so I like to do that with my fold outs, that it looks like, oh, this looks just like a page, but there really is it's a fold out where you could put another secret message on this. So again, my cat, I made him a little too close, glued him a little too close, and he sometimes gets caught. That's why he's a little bit folded. And here is another side-loading pocket right there for another secret message. And this is the poison apple. One taste of the poison apple and the victim's eyes will close forever in the sleeping death. So for that reason, I put a witch's cauldron, and the tag I stamped witch's brew. And because they're talking about eyes, this is a Michael stamp. And I made it into a tag. The glossy accent gives it that little shine. And right behind, you see that where the paper clip would be, I just put oddities right there. So when I talk about using little pieces of paper, that's what I mean. But it adds to the fun. This is right here, and it folds up, and you see two moths right there. And it has 3 tags. This is 1 tag, 2 tags, and I have this little bit of candy corn, and it goes in there, and I think it makes it just pop, the color of this combination, and it just works. So I tried to put like 3 tags in. This is why it's, like I said, chunky. And again, these pages, there are a few blank pages, and here's another one of those fold outs. It stands by itself. You could have it like this, but once this is a little strip of paper, and you put a tag with it, and you forget that it's just a strip of paper, and you open it up, and here's another place, a secret place to write more secrets. Secret place for secrets. I love the hand, so I just left it by itself. It's so pretty. Stands alone. A prosperity brew. It's a pocket. It looks so strange to have a blank page, doesn't it? Stamping. This is just a strip of paper. It's glued down. And here's a little bony hand. And there's the raven stamping. This is just very simple. I probably am going to add more to this page. This is a tuck spot. You can tuck at the top, and you can tuck at the bottom. Now, you notice how I didn't glue the end down, because it gives you a little bit more flexibility on what size tag you can put in. And we get to the end, which is a pocket, and it's a small little collage with there you see a doily I cut in half, and here is the end, and this is again my little dinosaur that I was looking for. And this is the end of this Halloween journey, journey of this journal. It's just fun. It was fun to make, it's fun to look at, and it is, I think it will be fun filling it with photographs. So again, hope you get some ideas, and we'll see you again. Thank you for watching.